Hi guys, my name is Ayla Roxibu and this is the first time I'm doing a video in English, so I'm sorry if it's just bad. um, I'm actually from Lima, Peru, so I just, I don't speak English daily, but okay. I want to share a story with you guys. Today we have Xiollele's long talks, and yeah, I do talk a lot here. Anyway, the story today is something that I feel I wanted to share with you guys like for over a year ago, but I just couldn't because maybe it was just too. At first I didn't mind, then I was just worried, and after all that happened I was like, dude, this is not okay. Just because I got through it, and for me it was just like a lot of people just talking shit about me again, doesn't mean that I need to let this happen to others. And I know that maybe someone is going to hear this and is going to feel better about it, because what happened to me could happen to anyone. And mostly if you have an illness, if you or someone you know has an illness that they don't feel comfortable talking about, or that maybe they just don't feel very well understood by other people or society. So this is my story, and I want to make a little TikTok video about this, but it's gonna be way shorter. Okay. Anyway, my real name is Melanie. A lot of people know that already, but here's the thing: I am a communications major. I studied film and arts in college, and during the last few months of studying, we were in a pandemic. It was just 2022, and a lot of people already were like, we can't go out, we can't just shoot a short film outside with everything that is happening. So a lot of people were just not going out, and we were doing Zoom calls, like all video chat stuff, in order to get the projects through during the pandemic. But here's the thing, I know that what happened to me is going to surprise you. I have something called EDS. I'm sorry if I just can't pronounce this correctly. It's called Ehlers Danlos syndrome. Okay, so having this since I was like probably age 2, I believe that between my first year of age, like between the first year of me being alive and the second one, that's when I was diagnosed. And when that happened, I remember that I, of course, didn't feel anything until I was like way older. Why? Because when I was younger, I felt like my fingers doing crazy stuff was just part of the norm. I just snapped my finger, for example, every time I tried to do something like this, like, yeah, everything just snaps, and I don't have to do a thing. Or sometimes just moving this finger goes like, well, right now not, but sometimes I'm just doing nothing. I move a finger and it snaps and it hurts. So, I'm sorry for the looks, by the way. I was just in bed, but I felt like doing the video anyway. So this has been bothering me for years. But in the last months of college, I had to work with a crew of people that I had never seen before. I couldn't work with all of my friends, like from the first year of college, because we had to be this huge team of people in order to get this project through. So when this happened, there were a lot of people that just didn't know me, and I didn't feel the need to explain at first that I had an illness, because I was ashamed of it at first. But then I was like, okay, I know I'm not going to be present during the shootings, so I have to say that I have an illness. And I did it. I explained to people that I wasn't just able to go. And for some reason, during one of the group calls, I remember I asked about not paying a little fee. And I'm saying asking because I asked like if I had to pay for the food, for example, that the guys were going to eat the day of the shooting. a day that I wasn't just going to go because I wasn't going to be there. Because of my role, I was more into the music for the short film. I wasn't going to grab a camera, I wasn't going to do anything else, because last time I tried to set up some sort of backings and wooden stuff for the back of a little project we were doing. I snapped 2 fingers, and I still don't know what type of EDS do I have, but I do know that the veins in these 2 fingers snapped to the point of leaving my entire finger like with a purple tint. It was painful as hell. It was just awful, and I just didn't know what to think. Like, what is this? Like, what kind of EDS is this? I was sure that it was just being kind of flexible and stuff, but I wasn't sure of what kind of EDS this was. And well, Peru is not the most advanced country when it comes to EDS, so I was worried, and I told the guys that I was going to be more into the music for the project and not just go there and try to do things that were going to harm me. It was the last semester of me just doing college. I had this problem since 2018, and I'm not talking about EDS. I'm talking about having serious problems with my major, with what I was doing, the things that I love related to my health. Like, this problem, like these 2 things, just crossing and making me feel awful, were just happening constantly since 2019, I believe. And when this happened, I was just very unsure of things. And the team, pretty much the guys that were there as part of the project, told me, you know what, we're kind of sick of you. And I was just surprised, like the way this happened. It was just a simple Google Meet call where a lot of girls, and I'm saying girls because I believe there was only one guy who was saying that I was a problem. But the girls who I had never seen in my life, I believe, like probably twice, because I went to college in real life. I'm not talking about online stuff. Just twice in that semester because, COVID. And this happened. These girls told me pretty much that I was a burden to them, and that I was just not going there, that I was just not working. And I'm like, no, I am working in the music. I have some ideas I'm working on, and but that's going to be after the production, after everything is just recorded. And they told me that that I was a burden. But one of the girls, this is why I'm telling you, this is instant karma. I have EDS. One of these girls told me the next line, hold on, you will never be able to get a job because of what you have. Like, the limitations that you have, like, you will never get a job like this. And I was shocked. I wish I could have grabbed my phone to record that. I was just sitting in front of a computer like I am doing right now, but just not saying a word. Like, I couldn't believe that people that were about to finish college were doing something like this. And it's not the first time that I see students that, even though they study on, let's say, quote unquote, a fancy place, depending on where they live, they have the shittiest attitude ever. Like, I couldn't believe how this person was telling me that I was never going to find a job because of my illness. Like, that little empathy and heart. And I'm saying instant karma because that happened around, let's say, May, right? Like mid-May something. By the end of May, this girl, like, I remember the night this happened, okay? I was just shocked, and I looked at the sky and I said, just, God, why this happens to me? Can you please just, this girl, let her know what it is to have health issues so she could understand me. And I felt awful. That happened in mid-May, right? By the end of May, this girl found out she was pregnant. Some guy she had a relationship probably for like a couple of months. She lied to everyone saying that was planned. It was not. Let me tell you, it was not. And when that happened, I'm saying instant karma because it was just like a couple of weeks when this happened, and she found out about it like not long ago. And it was just surprising, guys. So by the time this happened, a little like 2-3 weeks after she found out she was pregnant, she made a post on Instagram like sharing all that stuff that she was pregnant, and the dates were just so close. I was like, karma is real. And I'm saying why? Because it wasn't a normal pregnancy. She had a lot of serious health problems during her pregnancy, and I believe at that moment she probably understood what I wanted her to understand, what it was to have a serious health condition. So I'm telling you, karma does exist. But for real, guys, it's just amazing how sometimes people can be good with you when you have a problem. And I'm telling you this because my friends were supporting me, and some of them were like really angry at the situation that I was going through. But it's just shocking to see a lot of people being so mean. And how can that kind of people exist? I still do ask myself. But yeah, guys, karma exists, guys. And anyway, EDS, what it is for me, it's a fucking piece of shit. I hate it. Like, EDS is just giving me a lot of trouble still, and I'm trying to get through it. And I see a lot of people online just diagnosing themselves with EDS, saying, "Oh, I can bend my arm. Okay, I have EDS. Like I can touch my back like this. Oh yes, I have EDS." And I'm like, dude, I don't think that's full EDS, like right there. You need to have, like, you can do that and just, be more bendy, let's say. But if you do that and you have a lot of pain, or your back feels like it's snapping, your hips don't feel well, or like me, sometimes I walk and I stay just paralyzed because moving one of my legs feels extremely bad. That's a bad kind of EDS right there. Anyway, guys, that was just a little story that I want to share with you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I usually do a lot of videos in Spanish, I'm sorry, but I can do them in English if this gets enough views, maybe. Not sure. Anyway, guys, see you until the next one. I'm Xiollele Roxy Boo, and bye bye.